Oh, oh wow. Look at that. Look. Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Is It Worth It, where I go around the world and the internet looking for art supplies that will make your job that much easier or for you to enjoy the craft just this much more. And today I am super excited to review the product that I have before me. Oh my goodness, I've been waiting for these to come to me and I'm super excited. And I am 100% thankful that I was gifted these markers to try and showcase and show off, and they are the Olo markers. Oh man, I'm super excited to tell you about these when we start reviewing. But new markers are always coming. Every single time, new stuff. What are we gonna do? How can we make it better? What's gonna happen? And I'm excited to check out the new things that are part of this marker. And without further ado, come on, let's go check them out. All right, so normally we dive into the packaging of a product first. And with this, we can't do that yet because we have received these markers pre-actual release. So this is not what the packaging will look like when you get the amount of markers that I was given. And so we're not actually going to talk about that. Just know that it will be something different. But look at that. So there are 128 markers that were created, and they're different, okay? So right now there is a brush tip, which is absolutely fantastic. It's thick and it's firm, but you can tell that there's a flexibility in the tip so that you will actually be able to get some really nice lines. And I love the fact that it's a thicker brush. Like sometimes you just don't get a thick brush when they're as stiff as these are, but like I said, they are definitely they're definitely flexible enough to allow you to get a lot of variety in the actual lines. Okay, let's hear the cap. Right, it's got a nice cap there. Let's see if it posts. Okay, post. Right, and then they also have the chisel tip. Right, and the chisel tip is pretty standard. It does give you a variety of lines, and so they're pretty standard. But the one thing that I've already noticed is like when I just put that, I don't know if you guys could see that, but look at how much ink, right? So you know you're gonna get a nice chunk of ink that comes with that, right? And it's absolutely fantastic. I think that's great. It has the stoppers on it so that your marker's not gonna just roll away. Right, so that's great. But the thing that really makes these interesting, there's a couple things, but the thing that for me that really makes them interesting is that it's customizable, right? So you can actually unscrew this, right? So now you have two, right? And you can take another marker, like so, you can unscrew this, right? And so now and this comes out too, right? So it's not like, oh, well, you can only put one set onto another set. No, right? There's a connector piece, and then you can just come in and go, I'm gonna connect this one to this one, right? And so now I have an orange brush and a brown brush. Now that combination might not work for you, right? But think about if you had a red and an orange, or a blue and a yellow, right? Or whatever combination that you wanted. If you're starting to use the gray scales that in there, you could put the grays in there. Or if you're like, I really like brush tips only. And so you can do, I'm gonna put a brush, and you can do that. So you can have a double-ended brush marker. So you can fully customize these as much as you want, which is absolutely fantastic. I think that is just the chef's kiss. And from what I'm told, right, they have a very patented release system for the ink, so there'll be a better flow of the ink, and you should have more ink. You should have more ink in these than most markers, which is also fantastic, and it's refillable. Okay, and unlike other markers that you would have to dip in and do all that kind of stuff and it gets really messy, you take this tip out, chuck this, and then use another canister, right? You just use another one of these barrels, and that's it. And then you put the nib back in, and that's it. And then you're done. You can refill it. So there's plenty of opportunities here that you can do. The customizing is absolutely fantastic. For me, I'm going, I always try and go to like conventions with 2 of the same marker. Well, this way I can literally have 2 of the same marker in one, right? So I don't have to worry about the ink running out. So there's that. Let's go ahead and grab some marker, some paper, and we're just gonna go ahead and start. Oh wow, look at that. Look, constant ink flow. Look at that, right? And you can actually get really nice thin and precise lines, right? And it's the same type of ink from the beginning all the way to the end. That's fantastic. I mean, you just don't have to worry about it kind of fading somewhere else. Look at that. Oh, and look at how fast. Oh my goodness. Look at how fast that ink came out, right? And this is just the chisel tip. Done. And for me, that's wow. That's actually fantastic, because now I don't have to worry about using so much ink to fill an area. So I know that the ink's gonna flow out, so I don't have to go over it 5, 6, 7 times. I can cut that by half, it seems like. That's gonna be fantastic. Okay, just consistent all the way through. That is great. Let's see what we can do. We can get nice thin lines, super thick lines, maybe even thicker lines. Right, so there's a lot to be done with the actual different sides of the chisel, just like every other chisel. But what I like the most is that as these dry, they're the exact same color. So I don't have to worry about having a color and then it's like, oh, nope, don't like it. This one's lighter than the other one. This one's darker. Wow, that's really light. You guys might not be able to see that, but that is a yellow right there. That is yellow. And I really like to see a yellow that's not actually orange, right? So that's really good. I like that a lot. That's really nice. Let's see. Oh, I want to see what the black's like. Let's see here. Okay, nice, nice. Very consistent. Ink flows fantastic. Right? That's really nice. Very, very nice there. Let's see if, I think the one thing that's really going to be a true test is how it interacts with fine liners, because that's going to be important in my opinion. So let's go ahead and grab some fine liners and see. So we're definitely going to try the new Tombow ones that we picked up. So we'll try that one, and then let's see, we got a touch marker, another one of those, identity pen, and Stedler, and I think we have a Copic. Awesome. All right, so we have a couple pens here that we can use, and we'll test these out real quick. So that was Stedler, and this one was touch. This one is the special Tombow one. This is the identity pen. This is the Tombow one. Jumbo, and then this one is Copic. All right, so let's see, and we'll just use the same colors, right? Whoops. I guess Copic wasn't ready, so we're gonna go ahead and put another line of Copic down to give it a fair shot, right? We don't want to taint the test here, so we're just gonna let that sit for a second, and then we're gonna use a lighter blue, this yellow. Maybe we'll pick another color. We'll pick this orange, and then I guess we'll take this violet here. We'll try these different colors, and we'll see what happens. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and use just the brush because I think that works the best for that. Okay. That's the blue. Oh no, this is the blue. This one's the blue. Right, just kind of go over it like that. Bam. Keep grabbing the chisel. Okay. Okay, and then the last one is this yellow. All right, so let's see. Which ones didn't like the Olo markers? All right, so we've got, okay, so the Copics absolutely do not work well with the Olo markers because it just was like all over the place. And then the Identity pen, it started smearing mostly with the yellows. Like it didn't like the yellow at all, but all the other ones worked just fine. Like none of them smeared, none of them had a problem. So yeah, so the Identity pen doesn't like yellow, and the Copics just are smearing on every single color. So there you go. There are some pens that you can actually use with these, and yeah, you saw what happened. All right, so we just got done reviewing the Olo markers, and yes. It was like, yes to everything. It's worth it. They are worth it. Go get them. Now, I have to tell you that a lot of the products that we look at this channel on this series is cheaper, right? Like they're definitely things that you get from Marshalls or from Target or the Dollar Tree. These are definitely a higher end marker. They are the professional kind of marker. But as we talked about with the Prismacolor markers and the Copic markers, where they're $6, $7, $8, $9 sometimes per marker, these also, they come in, but they're two markers in one, because each full marker has two canisters. So each one of those is a separate marker, right? So you're getting two for the price of one. And so that's something to keep in mind. These are definitely professional type markers. I would highly recommend you getting them. They are currently still on pre-sale orders, so you can pick some up. There might even be some discounts that you'll be able to get. I would definitely pick up some just so that you can get them when they're on release. And it's coming soon. The official release is coming soon, but if you can get into the pre-sale, you might as well get a little bit of discount, hopefully. And so I will put that link in the description below so that you can just click right into the sale of the marker and you can try and pick you up some. But as you saw, the ink flow, the brush tip, the chisel, the way that it interacts with the majority of the fine liners, everything was top notch. And yeah, I mean, consistent flow from start to finish was absolutely fantastic. I highly recommend it. And yes, these are indeed worth it. Well, that wraps up today's episode of Is It Worth It? And I hope that you got some type of information that will be helpful to you in the future. And I hope that you will continue to keep checking out this channel, this series. And if you have any suggestions for art supplies or materials that you would like me to review, please go ahead and drop it in the comments below and I will add it to the list. If you are new to the channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the bell so that you can be notified every single time that I drop new content. Thank you guys so very much, and I will see you at the next episode.